I have had the fortunate happenstance of seeing Matchpoint go from a concept to where it is today. And during that process, Matchpoint has been able to put so many good, qualified prospects in a business that's so right for them. And it's enjoyable to watch it happen. It's enjoyable to see how Matchpoint has grown. And more importantly, it's enjoyable to see how the prospective franchisee at the time has grown into a very successful entrepreneur over the last few years.
You know, for us, it's not just the fact that Matchpoint brings us candidates. You know, they've brought us some really great franchisees. So the people that they found us have been just an outstanding fit for our business. And I think that's the most valuable thing for us is knowing what it takes to be successful and understanding what it takes to be successful in our business, and then finding the person that really fits with our model and with what we do.
What was interesting with me is I had two goes at this. My business advisor, David, he was very patient and he provided me with a lot of options, and which I really liked. I'm quite a structured person. I found it very attractive to work with a system where they got to understand me, where I came from, what I was good at, what I was not so good at, and what I could bring, and what our ambitions were. And this was all set up and ready to go, and he came up with some suggested approaches. This was right in the middle of the depths of the gloomy recession, I suppose, and we just decided, because of our life stage, because I've got very young children, that we would wait a year at least, and I would go back into corporate life. So I took a nice big job in corporate life, did that for about a year, and realised that stuff I talked to David about a year ago was really bloody good. So I picked up the phone, and he actually came round to our house to go through it all again, and here we are today.
With Matchpoint in our recruitment process, I just find Matchpoint have vetted the people beforehand, and they really have tried hard to understand our model, Matchpoint. They understand what we're about, how we run our business, and that's just made the candidates that they bring to us really good candidates, and it saves us sifting through a whole load of candidates. And our early franchisees, a lot of them have come from Matchpoint, and I wouldn't swap them for anything.
So I came to Matchpoint after meeting a consultant at a franchise exhibition. I'd never heard of Matchpoint before, but at that point I'd spent several months visiting exhibitions, doing a lot of internet research, thinking about franchising and investigating various businesses. And the trouble is that there's so much choice out there that often you don't quite know which avenue to take, which business will be best suited to you.
We talked through my background and what I wanted to do, and I completed some more forms to help shape my thinking. And then over a period of time, Ian and I had at least a weekly phone call. We met up a couple of times, even played golf once, which was good fun.
What was really interesting about it is the opportunity I finally selected. I would have taken out from my previous research and not looked at. So from that point of view, the work that Matchpoint did was very useful.
We find Matchpoint very, very helpful in our own selection process. We don't have the capacity or the resources to really filter through all the inquiries we would get if we went out there and marketed ourselves, never mind the money we spent on that marketing. So what we find and what we get from Matchpoint is pre-qualified franchise leads that we can use and we can convert into successful franchisees. We work very hard with Matchpoint to get them to know, to really understand our business and what we're looking for, and the more we put into that relationship, the better results we get.
How did my Matchpoint advisor help me with my search? Well, it's tremendous. He came back very quickly after I first sort of requested contact with Matchpoint. And from the way he described it, you know, there was no obligation just to do myself justice in looking at each of the opportunities in a rigorous way. He had a lot of experience, not from just only placing other franchisees, but from running his own business. That gave me a great sort of insight, and you know, basically became a trusted advisor.
Traditionally, we spent a lot of time, effort, money in sourcing candidates that were looking for opportunities on the internet. And as you can imagine, that you get all types of individuals, some that are serious and some that are very, very curious. Working with Matchpoint, the key thing that they've been able to do for us is shorten that front end of the process. And the Matchpoint consultants really work to go out there and find us the proper match that we need. And that's the most valuable part of our relationship.
Matchpoint helped me by helping me understand the franchise industry in a bit more detail. At first I thought that franchising was all about retail franchises, and when I found out about white-collar franchises, that was something that was actually quite interesting to me. So they helped me find the right franchise for me by identifying the skill sets that I had, helping me understand what I wanted to get out of a business. And then they presented me with a few options, and they held my hand through the process of going through due diligence, and I came up with the right option after only 4 months.
I was researching on my own and had spoken to lots and lots of different brands, was getting very confused and realised that I needed a bit of help and support, sort of really understanding what was right for me. So my Matchpoint advisor, really spent some time trying to understand me, what made me tick, what sort of things would be attractive to me and sustainable for me in the long term, and then gave me a variety of options to start looking at, and also he helped me open my mind to various possibilities.
Working with Matchpoint has definitely given us an edge over what we had before. The experience of how they bring candidates to us, the way that they explain to the candidates that we've been vetted, gives them confidence when they come and meet us at the table. We are looking to be market leader in every single territory that we do, so we don't want anybody that sits back and waits for it to happen. Matchpoint are aware of that, and they certainly look for the higher level of candidate for our business.
The Matchpoint business advisor helped me greatly, really. The guy who I was involved with sort of talked me through all the pros and cons, particularly the franchise sort of sector in general, and then obviously more specifically designed to the franchise that we decided to become involved with. So lots of advice, pros, cons, look at how I myself would have to manage my time within that particular business, and really very sort of in-depth knowledge of how to go about it, which was great from my point of view.
How do I see the future of franchising in the UK? I can only see it as a real growth industry. We've gone through the worst recession in 70 years, and I think that has put people off risk. And with franchising, basically, you're coming away from the risk. You're going with a proven brand and a proven model. And that proven model should see success. What you're seeing with new companies, you're seeing a 10% success rate. With franchising, you're seeing a 90% success rate.
Well, the UK, as far as we're concerned, is wide open. For us coming over from North America, where franchising has exploded many years ago, we're only starting to see that here in the UK. So for us, as a franchisor, it's extremely exciting because the market's just wide open for us.